ಮಿಫತ್ ಕೆ ಇಸ್ತಿಮಾಲ್ ಕುರುಂ ಅದಿ ರಾಬುಯಿಂ ಫದ ಆದಕಾದ ತಂಹಿಮೆನೆ
Making headlines this hour. The leaders of the Maldives and Azerbaijan renewed their commitment to advancing bilateral relations with particular emphasis on economic cooperation, trade and investment. President Muiz reaffirms his administration's commitment to strengthening bilateral ties with China, citing mutual trust and enduring friendship as the foundation for expanded cooperation across key sectors. And a national campaign to protect children from abuse has been officially launched by FPA and UNICEF. Bismillah ar-Rahman ar-Rahim. Assalamu alaikum and welcome to PSM News in English with me, Abdullah Ahil. And now the news in detail. The leaders of the Maldives and Azerbaijan meeting on the sidelines of the Shanghai Cooperation Organization or SCO summit renewed their commitment to advancing bilateral relations with particular emphasis on economic cooperation, trade and investment. President Dr. Mohammad Muiz met with President Ilham Haydar Oglu Aliyev of Azerbaijan at the Crown Plaza, Tianjin, Meijiangnan. The engagement reflected the enduring diplomatic rapport between the two nations and followed President Muiz's earlier visit to Azerbaijan for the 29th Conference of the Parties or COP29, during which he was received with notable hospitality, a gesture he acknowledged during the meeting. The leaders' discussion, as outlined in a statement from the President's Office of the Maldives, focused on identifying new avenues for collaboration. Among the priorities were strengthening people-to-people ties, deepening economic integration, and promoting mutual growth in trade and investment. Both sides conveyed a shared ambition to expand their economic footprint through sustained partnership. In closing, Presidents Muiz and Aliyev jointly reaffirmed their commitment to advancing Maldives-Azerbaijan relations across a spectrum of shared priorities. Expressing confidence in the trajectory of bilateral engagement, both leaders underscored their intention to pursue continued cooperation in the years ahead. President Dr. Mohammad Muiz reaffirms his administration's commitment to strengthening bilateral ties with China during a formal meeting in Beijing, citing mutual trust and enduring friendship as the foundation for expanded cooperation across key sectors. The engagement was held at the Liaoyu Tsai State Guest House, where President Muiz was received by Li Si, Secretary of the Central Commission for Discipline, Inspection and member of the Politburo Standing Committee of the Chinese Communist Party. Secretary Li attended in his capacity as a representative of President Xi Jinping, underscoring the diplomatic weight of the occasion. President Muiz's visit to Beijing coincided with his participation in the Shanghai Cooperation Organization or SCO summit in Tianjin. He described the summit as a valuable platform for regional dialogue and expressed appreciation for the invitation extended by the Chinese government as well as the generous hospitality accorded to the Maldivian delegation. According to a statement issued by the President's Office of the Maldives, Secretary Li underscored the shared priority of advancing practical cooperation and promoting regional peace and stability. The meeting concluded with a banquet hosted by Secretary Li in honor of President Muiz, a gesture that reflected the cordiality and mutual respect underpinning relations between the two countries. Minister of Tourism and Environment Tariq Ibrahim says the opening of the country's largest marine research center on Jawakara Islands, Maldives, This marks a significant step towards the potential of designation of Laviani Atoll as a UNESCO Biosphere Reserve. Speaking at the inauguration ceremony held at Jawakara Resort, Minister Torik emphasized the new center's role in focusing on marine life and biodiversity research. He highlighted the importance of such facilities, particularly in the context of the tourism sector and in collaboration with universities to better manage the nation's marine resources. The government has been actively working on the initiative to declare Laviani Atoll a biosphere reserve driven by its rich biodiversity. The minister also noted that the center will serve as a vital source of information for marine researchers and contribute to enriching the country's overall biodiversity. The state-of-the-art facility will host researchers and various experts dedicated to marine research. The establishment of the center was undertaken by Champa Brothers, a move lauded by the minister as a demonstration of the company's commitment to promoting biodiversity in the Maldives. Once designated as a biosphere reserve, Laviani Atoll will benefit from enhanced protection and management of its natural environment, further bolstering its appeal as a beacon of natural beauty and ecological significance. Studies required for the designation were slated for this year, as previously announced by Minister Torik. The Housing Development Corporation, or HDC, allocates 2 plots of land in Hulumale Phase 2 to the Ministry of Islamic Affairs for the construction of 2 new mosques. The move is aimed at accommodating the rapidly growing population in the area. An agreement for the land handover was signed at a ceremony attended by top officials from both sides. HDC Managing Director Brigadier General Retired Ali Zuhair signed on behalf of the corporation, while Minister of Islamic Affairs Dr. Muhammad Shahim Ali Saeed represented the ministry. The new mosques are designed to significantly increase prayer capacity in Hulumale Phase 2. The addition of these mosques will help serve the residents of Hulumale Phase 2, which has seen a population increase due to recent housing projects, including the Hia flats. With rising population, the need for more mosques has also grown. These new mosques will add to other mosques already overseen by the Ministry of Islamic Affairs across the Greater Malay region. The new construction will help meet the community's needs and support religious activities in the expanding district. A national campaign to protect children from abuse has been officially launched by the Family Protection Authority, or FPA, and the United Nations Children's Fund, or UNICEF. The joint initiative aimed at creating a happy and safe society for children was inaugurated at a ceremony in Malé attended by key figures and child welfare advocates. The campaign, dubbed Uduhilan, was unveiled by FPA CEO Aminat Shirani Naim and UNICEF representative for the Maldives Edward Adday, comes as alarming statistics reveal the extent of child abuse in the country. The initiative, according to Shirani, is designed to address the root causes of domestic violence and child abuse through a multifaceted approach. A crucial component of the campaign is raising public awareness and building a strong community network to prevent and report such issues, she added. Speaking at the campaign launch, UNICEF representative Adday highlighted that according to UNICEF data, around 70% of children experience some form of violence in their lives. The campaign will feature a range of awareness programs and activities tailored for different age groups. The goal is to not only respond to abuse but also identify and intervene in cases before serious harm occurs. Additionally, the campaign seeks to establish a more effective system for reporting and investigating domestic violence cases and providing support for child survivors. Both the FPA and UNICEF emphasize the importance of community-wide participation. By engaging all members of society, the campaign aims to foster a generation that will be vocal in preventing abuse and ensuring a safer future for all children. Many activities are planned throughout the campaign to achieve these objectives and to bring the community together for this critical cause. The first phase of a new integrated logistics terminal project has been completed in the industrial island Tilafushi Kaf Atoll, paving the way for a major expansion of container handling capacity. The state-owned Maldives Transport and Contracting Company, or MTCC, was the contractor for the initial phase, which addresses long-standing congestion issues at the Male Commercial Harbor and Hulumale International Terminal. The completed first phase involved crucial groundwork, including the construction of a 60-meter inner breakwater and an additional 15-meter quay wall, as well as the leveling of the project site. These infrastructure developments are a significant step toward establishing the new terminal's 2,000 container capacity container depot, which is being developed in 2 phases. The new terminal is being developed to offer a permanent solution to the limited space at existing ports. Once MTCC's foundational work is complete, Maldives Ports Limited, or MPL, will take over to install the necessary workshops, office buildings, and lighting infrastructure at the Tilafushi site. The project's phased approach includes the eventual relocation of the operations from the Male Commercial Harbor to Tilafushi. This will allow the current Hulumale port to be converted into a transshipment port. The relocation of the North Harbor and T jetty facilities in Male is also planned. Officials have stated that the completion of both phases of the terminal will streamline cargo clearance and resolve the chronic space constraints that have affected the Male and Hulumale ports for years. Full relocation of operations to the new facility is expected to be finalized within the next 2 years. The Election Commission of Maldives, or ECM, initiates the disbursement of state funds to 5 political parties that have met the legally stipulated membership requirements. Out of the 9 political parties registered with the ECM, the ruling People's National Congress, or PNC, the Maldivian Democratic Party, or MDP, the Jumhuri Party, or JP, Adalat Party, and the Maldives Development Alliance are the beneficiaries, having reached the 10,000 member threshold by the date of this year's budget approval. In accordance with the Political Parties Act, the funds allocated from the state budget for the operation of political parties constitute 0.1% of the estimated state revenue for the annual budget. For this distribution, the qualifying parties will receive around $12.5 per member, proportionate to their registered membership as of the 31st of December 2024, which determined their eligibility for this year's budget allocation. The ruling PNC received the largest share, totaling $863,592.74, while the main opposition MDP secured the second highest amount with $548,299.64. JP was allocated $172,276.26, followed by MDA with $114,760.05, and the Adalat Party receiving $111,121.92. According to ECM, as of the 30th of June this year, the PNC boasts the highest membership with 68,665 members, followed by the MDP with 43,765. JP has 13,456 members. The MDA and AP currently report 9,011 and 8,844 members respectively. While 9 political parties are registered with the ECM, the MTD party is notably undergoing dissolution due to insufficient membership. The Anti-Corruption Commission, or ACC, formally launches its first professional competency framework, a foundational initiative aimed at enhancing staff capabilities and reinforcing the quality of service delivery in the country's ongoing effort to combat corruption. Unveiled at a ceremony in the capital, the framework establishes a structured model for defining the behavioral and professional standards expected of ACC personnel. It is intended to improve operational efficiency and institutional performance across the Commission's mandate. Dr. Mahmoud Shaugi, Chancellor of the Maldives National University, or MNU, described the framework as a critical instrument for institutional advancement. Addressing attendees at the launch, he underscored its role in guiding recruitment, training, and performance evaluation. He noted that employee development is closely tied to meaningful engagement in their roles, which in turn contributes to stronger operations and improved service quality. Adam Shamil, president of the ACC, affirmed that the framework would provide clarity on the professional competencies required of Commission staff.
This, he said, would enable the identification of existing skill levels and inform the design of targeted training programs. He reiterated the importance of anti-corruption work to national governance, acknowledging that while substantial progress remains to be made, the framework represents a strategic step forward. Confidence in its potential to enhance employee competence and elevate institutional service delivery was central to his remarks. The Commission's broader strategy includes investment in technological infrastructure, with Shamil citing the need for advanced computer systems and servers to support operational demands. Structured into three principal categories, general competency, technical competency, and managerial competency, the framework aims to document essential skills for specific roles, identify areas for development, and establish a clear roadmap for continuous learning and professional growth. With full implementation, ACC employees are expected to gain a definitive understanding of the competencies necessary to fulfill their responsibilities effectively.
The government initiates a new teacher training program for special educational needs, or SEN, with courses beginning at the Islamic University of Maldives, or IUM, with privately run Villa College to follow with a similar program.
The free diploma course is a central part of the government's national teacher training program and is intended to address the nationwide shortage of qualified SEN educators. The initiative has garnered significant interest, with strong enrollment numbers reported at both institutions. At IUM, over 30 students have already registered for the course, drawn from a pool of 45 applicants. The student body includes both aspiring teachers and current temporary teachers looking to gain specialized skills. IUM told PSM News that the new course, which launched last month, has received an enthusiastic response. Villa College has also seen high demand, with more than 90 applications received and 37 students selected for the course set to begin this month. The curriculum, according to IUM, is designed to be comprehensive, combining theoretical instruction with practical hands-on experience. Students will participate in classroom teaching, workshops, and visits to schools to gain valuable real-world skills. To support students, the government has made the diploma course completely free, while each student will receive a monthly stipend of around $100 as a key incentive to attract individuals to the specialized field of special education. The launch is part of a broader government effort to find a comprehensive solution to the teacher shortage before the end of the current presidential term. The Ministry of Education, in collaboration with IUM and Villa College, is overseeing the program, which focuses specifically on training educators to teach children with special needs. By equipping educators with the necessary skills, the program aims to ensure these children receive the effective instruction they deserve.
Syria exports 600,000 barrels of heavy crude oil from the port of Tartus as part of a deal with a trading firm, the first known official export of Syrian oil in 14 years.
Syria exported 380,000 barrels of oil per day, or BPD, in 2010, a year before protests against Bashar al-Assad's rule spiraled into a nearly 14-year war that devastated the country's economy and infrastructure, including crude production. Assad was toppled in December last year, and the Islamist-led government that replaced him pledged to revive Syria's economy. Riyad al-Jubasi, assistant director for oil and gas at Syria's energy ministry, said the heavy crude oil has been sold to BServ Energy. BServ is linked to BB Energy, a global oil trading firm. BB Energy did not immediately reply to a request for comment. Syria's energy ministry said in a written statement the oil was exported on the Nissos Christiana tanker. Jobasi said it had been extracted from several Syrian fields but did not say which ones. Most Syrian oil fields lie in the northeast, in territory held by Kurdish-led authorities. Those authorities began providing oil to the central government in Damascus in February, but ties have deteriorated since then over fears of inclusivity and rights for minorities, including Kurds. Oil fields changed hands multiple times during Syria's war, and US and European sanctions complicated both legitimate exports and imports. Sanctions remained in place for several months after Assad's ouster, making energy imports difficult for Syria's new administration. But after U.S. President Donald Trump issued an executive order in June to lift American sanctions on Syria, U.S.-based firms began developing a master plan to help explore and extract Syrian oil and gas. Syria has also signed an $800 million memorandum of understanding with DP World to develop, manage, and operate a multi-purpose terminal at Tartus after Syria canceled a contract with a Russian firm that had operated the port under Assad.
Vietnam celebrates the 80th anniversary of its declaration of independence from colonial rule with its largest military parade in decades.
Tens of thousands of people crowded the streets of the capital Hanoi, most of whom were wearing red shirts and holding Vietnamese flags in a strong show of nationalism in the communist-run country. The parade showcased Vietnam's most advanced military equipment, including a wide range of tanks, missiles, helicopters, and fighter jets. Thousands of Vietnamese soldiers and military personnel from China, Russia, and other countries participated in the celebration. Celebrations also took place at sea at the Cam Ranh Deepwater Bay, featuring Vietnam's fleet of submarines and frigates, mostly imported from Russia. National leaders and foreign dignitaries watched the military procession in Baden Square, where on the 2nd of September 1945, revolutionary leader Ho Chi Minh made his historical declaration of independence. The speech marked the foundation of an independent Vietnam after nearly a century of French colonial rule and a brief Japanese occupation during World War II, but the French did not recognize the new country and fought a decade-long war which ended with their defeat in 1954.
Brandon Marsh singles in the go-ahead run in the 9th inning as the visiting Philadelphia Phillies rallied for a wild 10-8 victory over the Milwaukee Brewers in the opener of a three-game series between division leaders.
Run in the bottom half. Caleb Durbin walked, advanced on a wild pitch, stole third and scored when second baseman Stott bobbled Jackson. Bryce Harper answered with his 23rd homer in the fourth to make it 4-1. Churio's sacrifice fly in the bottom half made it 4 runs and 6 hits in 4 1/3 innings. The rookie fanned 4, walked 1, and exited after 73 pitches.
And that's all the news we have for today. We'll be back with any further updates. Until then, I'm Abdullah Ahil from PSM News.